This is going to be, everything will be backwards. Hi, how are you guys doing?
I may have hit go live a little too early.
Oops.
So Sean's a little stressed out. My bad, sorry. But welcome! Hi everyone. Hey,
boy.
So we are a little bit early, 4 minutes, because I hit live. Go live! And in our world, that means we're going live, peeps. Sorry, there we go. So how is everyone? We can go a little.
Everything is backwards because we're using the wrong camera.
I'm sorry. I hit live too early. I apologize. Sean, these things, they happen. So welcome everyone.
Hello.
We have some cool things to share before we start with our card. That's the reason we have the camera on us, and that's why it was facing down and now it's on us. I have to blow my nose, so excuse me.
Sorry, I didn't even have my microphone ready yet.
Alright, so let's get going, and then we will end up doing the card. So for those of you who have never been part of our lives, welcome. Hi, Gina K. We're doing a card today with your stuff.
We love your stuff.
I love her stuff.
Can you move that, and I'll move this back so we can at least
Of course I will, Jonathan. All right, so welcome. We did start just a smidge early because I did want to quickly go over some quick deals. Number one deal that I found out while preparing for this video, did you... so excited. So Gina K's non-holiday collection. So this is her collection that she originally came out with. These are going to be my favorite, the double circle dies. All of her original stuff is 15% off at ThermalWeb. I'm not even kidding. It was a happy surprise. I was like, oh, I need to go get some links for her holiday stuff. 15% off.
Can't go wrong with that, can you?
I'm so excited. 15% off. So I gave you the link down below. It just says Gina K sale. And it is her, I just want to make sure you guys know it's her non-holiday stuff. So we're going to talk about her holiday stuff here in a sec. So that stuff, if you've not gotten these dies yet, now is the time to get. I love, these are my go-to dies.
They're genius.
They're my go-to dies.
I know. They're genius.
Right? Okay. So, number one, we're going to talk about that in a sec. I did want to talk really quick about some quick sales. There was a new Cricut machine released today. It's the Cricut Air machine, or Cricut Air 2, but it's in the same color that matches the Easy Press. So if you like that Easy Press color,
that tealish green.
Yeah, I'll grab it. Don't worry, peeps. This is why we came a little early. So this tealish green color, see that color? It's in that color. And right now, for the next 24 hours, you can save a discount. I want to say it's 10%. The code's down below. So I wanted to share that with you because I know a lot of people liked this color. And people like things to match, McCoy. Jonathan. All right. So there's that. Number two, everyone has been asking me since I've started Chalk Couture. So if you haven't seen my gingerbread board, here it is. Look how cute it is. So these boards are on sale at Hobby Lobby. Half off. So this board that's normally $34.99 is like $17.50. And then there's this size.
Somebody just asked, have they redone the pad for the press yet?
$24.99, not yet. $24.99, and this is $12.50. So I gave you the links down below because you can buy them online.
Mr. P Pants, gingerbread man.
Yeah, Mr. P Pants.
Okay.
Their chalkboards are half off, so if you're into chalkboards, go get them. And they have a new section called Woodpile. At first, I wasn't interested in this stuff, but the Woodpile stuff is 30% off. And it's actually called Unfinished Wood.
This one's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? Look at this chalkboard, how everything you can do with that. It's a stand. Half off.
So you got a kind of a natural color with a white version.
So I gave you all the links down below. Check those out because a lot of people have been asking me questions. And now let's get to our main event. So I'm super excited. So for those of you who don't know, I'm a huge ThermalWeb / Gina K fan. She released her original collection, gosh, it was probably in July now, I think, which was amazing. You have these dies that are, I think, revolutionary. They have a single stitch, double stitch. She released what she calls foil mates, which are ways to add foil to your cards. So huge fan, and I've always said foil is beautiful at Christmas time.
Absolutely.
Beautiful at Christmas time. And that is just exactly what Thermoweb, and Gina K has done. So let me quickly show you. We're going to be making a project here really soon.
This is where we need to flip.
Oh, do you want to flip now, Sean? We can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's flip.
So please bear with
us. For
us.
those of you who get motion sickness, we do apologize.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I hope this works. This may not even work.
Oh, no.
This is not.
Why can't you just flip it down?
Because once you're live, you cannot switch cameras.
But why can't you just flip this camera down?
All right.
You're very stressed.
Because it's going to be, everything will be backwards.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate. We'll fix it. It's okay, Sean. No need to be stressed. Where there's a will, there's a way. Sean gets very stressed when things are not how Sean thinks they should be in Sean's world.
Nope, this should not be this way.
So he was very upset that I hit live early.
I wasn't upset.
But you know, things happen, Sean. And the best thing we can figure out in life is how we deal with stress. All right, so let's first, before I start the project, show you some of this amazing stuff. Okay, oh my gosh. So these are the new foils. So this is called Glittering Green. So I'm going to bring it up kind of close. Do you see there's little flecks of stars in there? Mm-hmm. I love that. So this one is the Glittering Green, which I absolutely love. You can see it's got flecks of kind of a gold in there. So let's bring one out just so you guys can see how beautiful this is. So here we go. Oh, didn't want to do that.
I think they need to create something else other than these sticky things.
The
Ziploc.
packages.
It's so easy to make Ziploc. Why don't they just make
Well,
Ziploc?
I take them out eventually and do that, Sean. But yes, I understand what you're saying. So I'm just going to take the green out so you guys, because the others are like that. But see that? Look at it. It's absolutely gorgeous. So that's the green. Here is what they call Radiant Red. Look at that. It's so beautiful. And then this is Sparkling Silver. Once again, this one here has the stars, but what I love about this one is you get a rainbow effect. So a lot of the holiday cards, you'll see there is a swirl kind of pattern and there's a snowflake, and this is beautiful to use on those ones. All right, so we have those. That's the new foils that came out. Now, there is these amazing things called foil mates.
Do you know how long the shipping deal lasts?
The shipping deal, I believe, is always that. It's free shipping over $50. The Gina K 15% off. I do not know how long that lasts, but I would take advantage of that. So that is, unfortunately, it's not off this stuff. This is her new holiday collection. So this would be the stuff that she originally released in July.
There you go.
So here we go. Now these are the foil mates that are new. So foil mates is either a saying or there is also a basically sentiments. But this one has a swirl background, which is gorgeous, and there is a snow background. Now what I love about these, Sean, I'm going to show you guys how brilliant Sean is right now. Sean, these are sized 8.5 by 5.5 inches. So what does this mean for me?
Creates, when you fold in half, creates an A2 card.
Sean! Oh my goodness. You're so brilliant. Okay, so then this one is called Holiday Flora. So this one here is a poinsettia pattern with the leaves, and then you have kind of the leaves, the acorn, holly, and all that stuff, which I love. And this is called Ornamental Holiday. So you have some more with the Christmas bells, Christmas ornaments, and then you also have this, which I love, this striped right there. Beautimous. So actually, I'm going to leave these two out because we're going to be using these two. We're also going to be using the Sparkling Silver and Radiant Red today. But let's take a look here. Now these foil mates are designed to do, they could be one of two different things. We have the square and rectangle, which go with her original dies. So you would be able to, as you can see right here, cut this using the rectangle. And so basically right there, and then you have the double stitch and the single stitch. So this one is using her original design she originally released. Same with this one. This one is using, and we'll be using this one today, but this one is designed to use the system here that you have a single stitch right here and a double stitch, which if you've never seen any of my videos, I'm going to show you this here today because we're actually using that and we'll be using this design. This one is called Holiday Cheer. here is the designs that you get with this. So you're going to get Merry Christmas, a lot of Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So this is going to be to make cards. Now here, keep in mind, this Merry Christmas, these match your backgrounds. I don't know if you noticed that. So for example, here is a nice ornament. And if you look at our foil mates, look at that. You have a background with ornaments. So that one matches perfectly with that background, which I love. So we're going to be using this one. I'm going to hold this aside. This one was called Joyful Holiday. So once again, these would match your rectangle and square dies. And I know that it's not 100% clarity right there because I'm trying to get it to focus in, but it's a little bit tricky today. This one now goes with new die sets. Oh yes. So there is a decorative tag set and there is a decorative label set. And she has released foil mates for both of these. So you have this here, which is called the Festival Labels. So you have Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. What I love on this one, there is one here that has a stitch along it. So when you run this through your laminator, you're going to have that foiled there. So these are all going to go with this decorative label set. So in the decorative label set, you'll have 2 label sets, and then you have this nice skinny label here, which I love. Then they also have released this, which is called Tag Tidings. And this, of course, is going to be a tag right here. And you have, of course, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, do not open until the 25th. And here you go is your decorative tag set. So you have 3 different sizes. You have one little one in the middle here. So love, love, love this new release. It is so beautiful. You guys, when I think of Christmas and foil, I think it's a perfect union together. So we are going to be using these, and I'm going to kind of show you what we did here. If you guys do not follow Gina K on her Stamps TV, definitely do. She gives you some pretty amazing ideas to use with all of this stuff. So what we're going to be using for today's product is we are going to be using some of her black onyx cardstock. This cardstock is heavy duty. It's 100 pound. So it is
very stiff,
very quality stuff, which I love. I'm a huge fan of heavy cardstock paper. I'm also using her white. Now this is her design, so Gina K Designs. During her original release, she released packs that are one, I think I might have them right here, that have all of her really bright colors, and then she has one that has her standard colors. So here we go, Island Dream, and then Prime Time. And so definitely check these out, but I love them. So we're going to be using both of those. Our card base is the white. We're going to be using that. And I'm making a card that's going to be 4.5 by 5.5, which is what, Sean?
It's an A2 card.
A2 card. And she makes it easy because her card's 8.5 by 11. You just have to basically cut it in half. And then when you fold this in half...
How many sheets of paper in the pack?
I will look. I believe it is 12 sheets.
So 12 each color, or 12 each of just that?
So 12, so like in the white card pack, there's 12 white. In the black, there's 12. And then the other one, there is 4 colors. So for example, the Prime Time has 4 different colors, and you're going to get 3 of each color.
And use your...
You can use the link down below. That would give me, we do get a little small commission if you use our links down below, and we appreciate that.
But you can't use your KK15 on this.
No, because this is through ThermalWeb, so this is a different company. So the KK15 is through a couple of companies I work with, so that's through Cricut and Brutus Monroe. ThermalWeb, I don't have an exclusive code, but they do run specials every once in a while. But a lot of Gina K's stuff is on sale. So it might be 15% off, no code. So if you want to go save, click my links down below, and it will. There is a sale on it, 15% off currently.
Yay.
So any questions you guys do have, Sean is watching. If you do, make your questions in all caps, it will see Sean as a question. Some of the questions, if we don't answer, they might not be relevant to the conversation. I do encourage you to reach out to me either an email, which is my on my website, creativeken.com, or on Facebook. So I am using today the Amazon Basics laminator. This is, in my opinion, a really good laminator at $17. I have not bought the
Royal Sovereign.
But I've seen a lot of people post about it, and I am going to be purchasing it because it looks like it's a really nice laminator. So I am going to be purchasing that. And I also gave you the link down below for the Scotch. So the Scotch is also down below. So definitely that is right, a different option there too. All right, so I already have my card base here, which is going to be, like I said, a 4.5 by, or 4 1/4 by 5.5. And I'm using a couple different things here. So I'm going to be using this pattern out of the Holiday Flora. So it's this pattern right here. And I'm using this stripe pattern right here, and this is out of the Ornamental Holiday. Now, for those of you who watch Gina K Stamp TV, the card I'm going to be making today is, I'm using different patterns, but the layout is from one of her videos that I fell in love with. So if it looks familiar, you might say, oh, that looks familiar. It's because it was one of those layouts. Inside of these foil mates, just so you know, a lot of people will say, well, what do you use for a carrier? Well, what's great is they give you a carrier inside here. So here's a carrier, and you're going to need this to run your laminator through with your toner sheets. The way this works is these have already been printed with a toner. You run it through the laminator, it heats up that toner, and then that's how your foil is going to stick to that. So I know a lot of people use their own carrier sheets, which is absolutely fine, but they do give it to you in here. So definitely look in there, because I know some people will say, oh, I didn't know that until the last minute. And, you know, you can either cut these down. Some people cut them down. They don't use it as much, but I like to use a full size. So I'm also going to be using the Radiant Red, which is right here. Oh, sorry. I'm so used to everything being backwards that now I'm forwards, and the Sparkling Silver. And last but not least, I will be using one of the sentiments from the Holiday Cheer. Now, what's great about this is, and I don't know if this was intentional or not, but I'm very appreciative, is because these are this size, you do not have to cut these down to run them through my Cuttlebug. They actually fit perfectly. So I can actually put this right through my Cuttlebug, put my die right on there, run it through my Cuttlebug without worrying about, okay, cutting it, and then I can actually just take my die straight on there, run it through the Cuttlebug, and, well, let's actually do that first, because we're going to end up running it anyways through the laminator. So I'm actually going to be using this one that says, have a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So I'm going to put that on my sandwich here. And where did my... Oh, there we go. So how these dies work, just so you know, is you can either use them single or double. You can use them together, and what will end up happening is if I was to use this double and lay it on the single, it actually covers up the stitch. So it hides the stitch and just creates an offset, which I love. So I'm going to put this, kind of center it where I want it around my sentiment here. Now, if you have the Cricut, it has, or any kind of board like this, they do have a magnetic, like I have a magnetic sheet under here. I tend to still sometimes use just a smidge washi tape to hold it in place, just in case, because I'm cutting something out that is centered and it's a product, I want to make sure that it doesn't move during that process. I'm going to tape it on the outside, not the inside, because I don't want to, just in case, rip this off, and then I've ripped off a little portion in here. So I will do that, but then I'm going to simply just run it through my Cuttlebug. Now these dies are, and I'm not kidding you guys, these are one of my, oh, did I grab, I did grab the wrong platform. Give me one sec. They are worth every penny in my opinion. And a lot of people, you know, because in my opinion, you need to get both, because then you could do the single and double stitch dies. And right now, because they are the 15% off, they're a must-have. They are my go-to die in my collection. I cannot stress that enough. If you go back and look at a lot of my projects that aren't even G&K projects, I tend to use these die a lot just because the main reason is I'm an offset person. So what does that mean? I like to have a little offset around everything. I think it just adds a certain amazing element to my... Sean, I'm going to have you show that really quick while I grab the black. So for me, these were genius when they came out because what I often used to do is, and then here's the negative. So now I still have both of these on here that I can use at another time. So why I love these is, I'm going to show you right now. So now I am going to take some of her black Onyx cardstock. Onyx, sorry. Thank you, Sean. And I'm going to run it through with the single stitch die. So here we go, like so. And we're going to run that through my Cuttlebug. Now, what this does is it provides a little tiny bit. I think it's 1/16 of an inch. I could be wrong.
Something very close to that.
Now, you're going to see there's still a stitch there. So, see that little stitch? But when you layer it, watch what happens. That stitch disappears. And now I have just a very subtle offset. So it's not much, but it's enough to where if you have it on a background, it's going to pop. So we have that done. I won't need my Cuttlebug for anything else, so I'm going to put that out of the way. And I'm going to go ahead and start my foiling. So I'm going to bring out my laminator here. I have my carrier sheet. Now I always recommend testing your laminator. So what I mean by that is laminators all run different temperatures. And sometimes you either need to do one of two things. You either need to run it through again, or you might need to put a piece of cardstock underneath to get it closer to the heating element. So what's the sandwich misfit on my Cuttlebug? So the Cuttlebug was plate A. So plate A, the magnetic plate, plate B, then my basically cardstock with the die on top of that, and plate B.
2 B's and an A.
Yep.
With the magnet.
With the magnet. Yes. All right, so the other elements I've done here is I've already cut these. So this one I believe I cut at 2 inches by 5 inches. And then I cut the block piece of cardstock at basically 2 20ths of an inch by 5 20ths of an inch. So 5.20. What is that?
20?
5.20.
That's a fifth.
Okay, there you go.
I think.
I just know where it's on the rule, the ruler. This one is 4 1/4. Wait, no, 4 1/4 by 3, and then once again, this would then be 4.45 by 3.2.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. So this one I'm going to be running through. So we're going to grab the sparkling silver. And
Arizona. We're going to be going to Arizona in January.
We are? Oh, yeah. We're going to CHA again.
CHA.
Yay. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Sean loved CHA. Loved it.
I actually had a good time there.
He did. He had a really good time there. So we are definitely going back and meeting new friends and seeing old friends. So that's actually where we met Gina K the first time was at CHA.
Hope she's there again. And
then we saw her this new product line at CHA, and we fell in love. So I'm going to cut this in half. And I'm going to run this one, which is right here. We're going to put this in here. And I'm going to run that through my laminator. Now, once again, you want to know your laminator. If you some laminators you might need to run through twice. Some you might want to put something underneath of it to get it closer to the heating element, so that way it is doing that perfectly for you.
How do people know that if shoppers are going to Gina K that the stuff is 15% off?
It will say 15% off.
And there you go.
It will have a little 15% off sale tag on it. And that's at, let me make sure they know this. If you're using my link, it should be down below. But that is at the ThermalWeb's website, not Gina K's website. So the Thermal website, it is the 15% off.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just going to remove this.
Wow.
And that's okay because I'm going to have a spot right there that's going to be covering that. So that was a wrinkle in my paper, but look at that. Oh, isn't that gorgeous?
Beautimous.
Beautimous. So we're going to put this off to the side, and we're going to run next this one, which is my Merry Christmas tag. I want that to be in the sparkling silver too. So I'm going to put that in here. And if you want to, you can absolutely save some of your foiling and maximize space, but to save time, I'm just kind of...
Yeah, Dana, you're not the only one. It's almost like you always get a wrinkle once in a while.
I get a wrinkle once in a while, and that's because I'm going too fast. A lot of times, I will hold my carrier sheet, as you see now, and that will stop that from happening. But every once in a while, you might get a wrinkle, and so you either have to redo it. You can run it back through the laminator with this again.
Now, the dyes that people want are through Thermal Web.
Thermal Web.
There you go. You have to go to the Thermal Web site, not Gina Gaze.
So I have that down below, the actual link. So if people want to, that should take them to the actual website. But, all right, so we're going to remove this. And look at that. That's look at that.
Gorgeous.
It's absolutely amazing. I love this stuff. All right. Always listen to your laminator. So what I mean by that is this laminator will tell you if you're ready or not. So if you run it through and your laminator is not ready, you risk the sadness of it not coming out. Was this
no, Kathleen. It was actually something that's pre-printed with the special toner. It's the kind of toner that's used in like laser printers and stuff. Because when it gets hot, it gets sticky when you put it through there, and that's the way.
What stamp are we talking about?
Your thing that you just cut, or the sentiment.
Oh. Yeah, those are part of her foil.
Foil mates.
Yeah, foil mates. Mm-hmm. So once again, I'm just going to cut off the amount that I need here.
Gotta love those scissors.
Yeah, these are the Tim Holtz.
Is the laminator the easiest way to foil? Wonder if these brushes would work.
You know, I've not had success with it. So I know a lot of people are asking me, will the Easy Press work for foiling like this? I have not had success with that. Oh, I'm not ready, so I'm going to wait a second. But I'm not saying it won't work. I just would say a laminator is the best way to go if you're going to be foiling. The Easy Press is designed for garments and pressing on of heat transfer vinyl and stuff like that. Will it work? It might work. I'm not going to say it won't, but I have not personally had success. What are we doing?
Dana says she has 3 sizes. Oh, look, Dana. So do we. Love, love, love these scissors. So sharp, so accurate.
They're pretty amazing.
Love that laser cut serrated edge on them.
Yeah, I have to admit, I'm pretty impressed with them. All right, so I'm going to run this through. My laminator is ready. So we're going to run that through, and then we can kind of build our card.
Can you use the Minic machine with this collection?
The Mink machine, yes.
Oh, the Mink? Yeah.
So the Mink machine is essentially just a laminator. So yes, you can. Absolutely. I've always used a laminator because when those all came out, the Mink machine was kind of on the more spendy side. I want to say it was around $149.
Ooh.
And this laminator was $20. Now, I'm not saying one's better than the other. However, I have never seen a need to buy one of those machines when I can do it with my laminator.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
Gorgeous.
Look at that. So here's the deal is if you don't have a friend who's crafty, right? They're going to look at this and be like, how'd you do that? And you're like, I'm not good. You don't have to tell them. You don't have to tell them all your magical secrets. Just tell them, I'm not good. All right. So I already have my offsets here cut. So all I'm going to be doing is using, obviously, I'll show you another little trick the brilliant Gina K taught me is if you have little pieces stuck in here, let's say there's a little piece in here, using a makeup brush right over it, just like so. You can't see it, but there's little tiny pieces of foil all the way around, and that will remove your foil. So in spots that you don't want it. Yes, so a lot of the time, a lot of people have told me that they've seen the Mink go on sale. It's a great machine, and at a sale price, I would definitely recommend it.
Oops.
So I do know that Anna Griffin has, I don't know what hers is called, but she has her own kind of same system. There is a pen now, too, that supposedly you can foil with.
Really?
You can actually use foil on adhesive, so basically you're kind of creating that, so you can actually run something through, let's say your Xyron, and it's got a sticky side, and then that sticky side will attract your foil. So all I did was kind of put a nice
little border.
And the reason I did this is it's going to mimic this one here. We might as well do this one here. So I'm just going to take the makeup brush on this one, and the reason why I put the makeup brush on this one is your sentiments have the most part where a little pieces of foil could get stuck on there, and by doing this, it's going to get those little pieces of foil off. So I'm going to take this, just put a little bit of adhesive on it. Now I am the type philosophy, the more adhesive the better. I don't want it to fall off. I send a lot of cards through the mail, so I do tend to put a little bit.
Do you think the sticky ink pad would work with the foil?
I've never tried it, so you could try it. Now, when I do this, I'm basically going to be covering up that single stitch, and by doing that, you're going to notice you get a very thin offset. See that? So that's kind of why I'm doing the offset to match this. It's got a little bit of a thin offset. So we're doing that on both, and we're going to do the same thing on this guy. So we'll just use our adhesive, and then we'll be able to build our card. Now this is the one that I did get a little bit of a snagoo when I ran it through my laminator, and I'm going to show you kind of a way you can fix that. So we have this, we have all of our pieces, and then we have our card base. So everything is ready to go, and the next thing is going to be building it. Now I'm going to be using a couple different things. I am a fan of using anything I can pop up, I'm going to. Let's just say that. So if I can pop it up, I'm going to. And essentially, we have our base here, and I know that I have a little bit of a snagu here, which is okay, because this is going to go here, and this can cover right there. So that's why we're not worrying about restarting it. We can actually do that. And then we're going to put a little piece of ribbon around here. Now the ribbon I'm choosing to use is from Gina K's original collection.
Beautiful
this
stuff.
Is her black gold, which is gorgeous. And if I remember looking at the website, and this was part of the 15% off. So once again, you want to check ThermalWeb. That is the 15% off. And a lot of people use adhesive. I tend to use washi tape a lot to stick my ribbon down in the back and hide it. You can use adhesive and just a little piece of adhesive, and I'm going to go straight down. So figure out where I like it, and we're just going to probably cut way too much of this ribbon, but that's okay. I wasn't paying attention too much, but that's okay.
The cool stuff about her white ribbon is that you can dye it with her dyes.
Her inks, yeah.
With her inks and match it with the colors.
That was a little bit of a trick we showed in our video, is you can match all colors with her using her ink. You have to let it dry. That's the big key to that, is letting it dry. But yeah, you can. So there we have. Nice. There we go. And now we can start building our card. So I'm going to start with this base. And this is going to go kind of right over, not all the way. Now normally I'm a huge fan of doing kind of like a black card with a little bit of an offset, let's say white. But because I have so much offsets already going, that's the reason why. Plus, seriously, if you go to Gina K Stamp TV, you will see this pattern, this card pattern, and I just fell in love with it. And that's the reason I chose this one. I changed up the patterns a little bit, but it's, you'll see you'll see my inspiration. Some people call it, what do they call it? They call it, not stealing, what do they call it? I totally I don't remember what they say.
Hijacked it?
Yeah, kind of. I think it's the best form of flattery is when you have created something and someone comes and creates the same project. Like some people will say, I totally stole this from you. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's a huge compliment when you have something and that person now has been inspired.
Lifting.
Yeah, you know.
Scrap lifting.
Thank you, scrap lifting. That was what I was trying to think of.
Casing.
Yeah.
Copied.
So here, I'll even show you on my. Let me see.
Gary said the black is on sale, but not the white ribbon.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Thank you, Gary. That's good to know. All right. So I am now also going to add a little bit of my adhesive. Now I am using Fun Stampers Journey adhesive. However, there is Thermalweb has an amazing tape runner. I've run out of it. It's a red one. I could probably show you here, and I love it. I just have to order more of the refills. It works great, and it's where you don't have to throw away the whole runner. You can use this just like that.
Sorry, Sharon, you missed 36 minutes. But that's okay.
All right, so we are going to cover up our little boo-boo that my laminator made. There's always, where there's a will, there's a way to fix things, and I just want to make sure this is straight as possible. And then there we go. So here's where we're at so far right now. Look at that. Oh my God. I love foil. Yeah, I love it.
How can you not?
Love it. All right, so I am going to use pop-up dots on the sentiment. So I tend to be an overuser. Here's why. I tend to send a lot of stuff through the mail. And if I just did these on 1, 2, 3, 4, they tend to, probably not this paper because Gina K's paper is 100-pound cardstock, so it probably wouldn't. But if you're not using 100-pound cardstock, when you turn the card, you could see a little bit of
divot,
a sag or divot, yeah. And it drives me insane. Sway. So. But yeah. I will say it is going to be all in the cardstock you use. So we probably wouldn't see that here with this cardstock. It's 110 pounds, so that's pretty heavy cardstock, so it probably can stand on its own. But it goes through a mail machine. You never know. Even if you put non-machinable, I swear sometimes they run it through that machine. Not saying I don't trust our post office, but I may not trust our post office. All right, so I'm going to center this directly into this square right here.
Would these sell at craft fairs? And if so, would you sell sets of them?
The completed card?
I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely. I don't see why they wouldn't. That's one thing I will say about foil is you get a very professional.
Boy, that's gorgeous.
Look at that. So
last but not least.
Yeah, the last but not least. But yeah, you could absolutely. I don't see why you could not sell this at a craft fair. All right, so for those of you who have not, I keep saying this, you guys are probably like, gosh, you stalk Gina K Stamp TV. For those of you who have not been to her channel and seen, and this was even before her Thermalweb came out, she has a thing called a double bow trick that she does with her fingers, where you wrap it around, and I've never been able to create bows, ever. I made Sean always tie my bows. Her technique, I didn't do that well. Her technique is brilliant. I should have given the link to the specific one, but she shows it a lot on her channel. And you use 2 fingers and you wrap it around twice. You run it through and then basically tie. It's awesome. And ever since I've learned that technique, every bow has been that on my cards. If you have a card from Ken and it has a bow on it, chances are it's the Gina K double knot bow. And then I'm just using some Zots. So you just pick it up right there, and I'm going to tuck it right about there. So just like so.
So pretty, just like the little girl in that picture. So pretty.
So there you go. So there is the card for you. So here's what I love about this collection. I'll let Sean hold this really quick and show it off to you. So what do I love about the Gina K collection? The reason I fell in love with this at CHA is she has done all the work for you. So she is giving you foil. So I don't know, you can. So I get this question all the time. Well, can't I just print this off? Can I just print this off and do the same thing? Absolutely. Make sure you have a good toner. Make sure you have a good printer, because here's the deal is if you print something with toner and it doesn't come out like this, your foil is only going to stick onto the toner. So that's what's nice on this is she's used a high quality toner. She's already done all of the work of designing the different patterns for you. It's amazing. The dies are to die for. I cannot stress enough how much I love these dies. And then just the ribbon and everything like that. So when I left her booth in CHA, I told Sean, I said, this concept is amazing. And now she came out with the Christmas collection, which I am so excited because it's gorgeous. And the reason I chose these colors is I am a sucker for red, silver, and black. I think the combo, and I know it's a lot of glitter going on. Let me bring it up close so you can see the color combo. But that color combo of silver, red, and black, and then the gold in the ribbon is picking up the gold and that silver when it moves. It's just, to get this card from someone who's so used to, let's say maybe we make a card for them and they're used to us coloring or they're used to stamping, and then you give them something with this foil, they have no idea that a toner cartridge is going to easily transfer foil. Believe me, no one in my, when I bring them this, they are always like, anytime I've used foil, they're like, ooh, pretty. How did you? I don't tell them, I just say, I am that talented. I can make foil stick to cards. That's how talented Sean and I are. So yeah. So there is a question that was brought up. Could you sell these? And that brought up a point, and thank you for bringing up that point. Anytime you work with someone else's product, so this is Gina K's product in thermal webs, you want to check out what they call an angel policy. So an angel policy sets forth what you can do with those designs. So it will say, yes, you can sell, no, you cannot. Here's our rules and stipulations. You always want to check that. Thank you for bringing that. That is an excellent point. But I absolutely love this. So to be honest, I do not sell my cards. I tend to give this away, which I usually always give them to friends or family or other people. I've never actually sold my cards, but I know people are out there that do that, so you definitely always want to. So there you go. So there you go. So Gary did check that. It is, the layer dies are 15% off using the link down below. Not the new holiday collection. The holiday collection is not on sale because it is new, but I can show you what the regular collection looks like. Let me grab it for you. So her initial release, I'll have Sean, this is the ink that was initially, that goes with the colors here. So this is what Sean was talking about when he said you can take her white ribbon and dye it using these.
So these are the exact...
So they'll match the paper and they'll match the foils. In the other release, there was this design. Now, to say I've verified all of these to make sure they're 15% off, I am not 100% sure, so you would definitely want to check by clicking the link down below. But these were all part of her original release. So you can see how big the initial release was. I didn't give you all the links, but I did just say shop Gina K Designs here, and that will take you to her main page, and you can see all of these different designs. It was a massive release when it came out. It's broken down into basically birthdays, wedding, love, anniversary, friends, and like good wishes. And then of course you have these backgrounds, which are these. And
then you notice how everything is color coordinated. Sorry.
It's amazing. And then here is all of the foil that was released. Look at all of this foil. Oh, there's another foil made. But you have, you know, this jelly bean green, wild dandelion, which is kind of an orange, yellow, goldish color, turquoise sea. It's hard. I know it's trying to get the light.
Passion
there
pink.
You go. Passion pink, grass green,
red velvet.
Red velvet, sweet mango, and then she also released gold sequin, silver sequin, and then there's a wild lilac. And then the dye. So let me see if I can grab the dye real quick. And there is, it does sound like her original release, which is what this release was, is coming up at the 15% off. So here are the dyes of hers. So you have, let me bring this up here. So you have the oval. So you have single stitch and double stitch. The circles, which I've already used, single, double. You have a square, which is single, double, and then rectangle, single, double. Plus, you can see all the little pieces in here that go with it. But this is what's going to give you the ability to give you this little offset, which I absolutely love. This was a game changer for me. These dies were a game changer for me. I'm not going to lie, because of this. I do use them by themselves every once in a while, but having the ability to do a double stitch, which I love, that double stitch, and then having that is absolutely amazing. So there you guys are. Definitely check out. I love foil for Christmas. I can't stress it enough. And it's such an amazing, what she's giving you for the Christmas collection is so amazing that, I mean, you can actually see on the packaging all the different ideas she's already given you. So look at that. Just look at that. And that one comes with, that would be our dog, our puppy.
Dog at the door.
She is a puppy, so she is playing with her bone and wants us to know she is out there. So there you go. Look at that one.
That is so neat.
And that's the one where she used the silver. And see, like you're seeing the blues and purples because of that silver. It's amazing. All right, what kind of questions do you guys have?
Ready? Go. Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a must. Her holiday collection is... Now, I was sent this holiday collection. Do they punch out or do you have to use a die?
I have to use a die.
On... oh, Lisa, good question. Oh, I get what you're saying. So, yes, on the foil mates, you could cut them out with scissors, of course, but you can use them with any die. So, if you don't want to buy these dies... and you have a circle die, you could use them with that. However, her dies have been perfectly aligned with this. So essentially, her dies will fit perfectly on all of these different things. So you could, like, if you wanted to, you
could take any circle die and cut it.
Yeah, absolutely, as long as it fits. Sure, Misfit Corrector. So the sandwich die that I use the most is is the A, and they have this in both this size and they also have it in the longer size, but I use A. Then I put down my magnetic plate, then a B plate, then I will put down whatever, you know, like cardstock, so if I'm using this, and then I put my die facing down. Now normally if your plates are new, this will obviously, because it's magnetic, attach. But once your dies get kind of beat up like mine, it doesn't attract it as much. So that's why I need to get new plates. And then on the top, I do the B plate. So once again, you have A, magnetic, B, cardstock, die, B. That's the sandwich I always use. And I actually use that sandwich with the majority of my dies. Very rarely will I use a different sandwich. So there you guys are. So thanks for joining us. I will... Sean, what's a good question?
What's a good question?
Yeah, so we can give away the card.
Oh, I don't know.
Can anyone tell me, you guys might know this, you might not, to win this card, who is the designer that does a lot of live videos for Gina K? He may or may not have the same name as one of me or another person in the room. Does anybody know? So Gina K has a design team. This person's a designer for Gina K, and he does a lot of live videos for Gina K, especially her stamp club. I love watching his live videos. If you don't watch him, no. So anybody know? He's a designer for Gina K. Oh, Gary got it. Gary, I'll send you the card. His name's Sean Fetterman. He is amazing. Does great lives. And that is how I see a lot of Gina K stamp clubs. So he is a designer for Gina K, and he does lives, and he's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't seen him, go check him out. He does a great job. So Gary, you can reach out to me, and I'll send this card to you in the mail.
People are wondering where my mother is. She's not here. She is with my sister out in the valley, and then she goes back home.
You're saying that south, like people know what the valley means.
It's 15 minutes away from here. She's still here in Spokane, but she lives down in a place about 100 miles from here, south.
Guadalupe asks, do you have more Cuttlebug videos? I'm new. I do have 2 Cuttlebug videos right now that kind of really go over the Cuttlebug and the sandwiches and stuff. So if you check out my channel, you'll see it. It's basically an overview of the Cuttlebug and how to use the plates. And I do have some more in the works. I've kind of gotten behind on my duties videos because we do so many live videos. It cuts away from us actually shooting. Sean does all my shooting. So yeah. And stuff, so it's kind of a bummer, but anyways. Alright guys, well we will be back sometime this week. We might be doing some lives on Facebook, so if you haven't checked me out over there, check out www.facebook.com/Ken's Creations page. And check us out there, especially we're going to be doing some chocolate tour projects. We'll be back next Monday for another Make It Monday and showing product and stuff like that. As always, thank you so much for everyone that supports us and watches us. We adore all of you. And make sure to go check out this. I wish I knew how long that 15% is at Thermal Web. I do not. But take advantage of it because very rarely do I see these dies go on sale. So if you are going to buy them, I'd buy them now. It's a great, great price. So,
yep.
All right, guys. Thanks so much. We adore all of you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.